this is what they claim to be knowledge, and you're just literally remembering it, regurgitating it, just so you can get a grade. And it's like you kind of lose a sense of like what is aligned for you. What do you like? Like what do you want to do? And then they start shifting it in high school. Like, well, you got to do if you're going to do something, you got to do something that's going to make money. And it's just like now we all looking on the computer with what job.
Yo, you just took that out of my head. Like you don't even be looking for what you like to do. You look for the job and the pay rate.
Literally,
that's literally how they have.
The only money I knew at that time was Monopoly money. Right. So now I'm trying to find out how much of this Monopoly dollars that I was
work. How much I want to make the rest of my life. I'm 18 trying to afford
like what for 5 years. When you knew 5 years, you knew 10 years. It was like alive.
Yeah.
But like
that's the focus.
That was the main focus. But then it's like, okay, well, if I'm gonna be alive, then what I'm supposed to be doing while I'm alive. And it's just like I think you shifting, like them just gradually shifting our energy into what's gonna make us money, what's gonna be successful in the eyes of society, essentially kind of just you lose your identity. Yeah. Like you start to make your identity become the lie. Yeah, the illusion. Yeah, it's that's a part of it. So for me, it's like it was a part of me that I was going to school and I looked at what they offered and I was like, the only thing I feel like I would want to learn more of is cooking because I'm thinking about legacy. I'm thinking about longevity. Like I'm going to cook for myself. I'm going to cook for my wife, my husband, or whoever. I'm going to cook for my kids. I'm gonna cook food for everybody because I love something like show up, right? So it's like that energy kind of made me feel like if I'm open to the experience that I'm going to cultivate longevity wise, then I'm gonna just choose this. But then after a while, it was like I'm gonna just be stuck in this box, like this is it. Like
that's what I'm saying, right? The rest of my life,
my whole life, I'm just getting out of the school. Then I go to college, so then that I got a scholarship to go in there, and it's like I wanted to take a break. Like I'm like, can I just hold this scholarship that I won? I want a half tuition scholarship. Can I just hold this and wait until I go into the school? They're like, no, you gotta use it right now. So I'm like, okay, now I gotta go 2 more years of school. After this, I'm gonna be free. Tight swing. But was I free? Because now I'm working. So now I'm like, okay, so I'm gonna just keep working. And then I got to a point where I was like, what am I working for? What am I working towards? Am I saving something? Like I got liabilities to pay for it? It's only the liabilities that I'm creating. Okay. So then what am I about to do? Like what like after this it's like, what am I gonna do with this money? And it started to make me feel like I wasn't allowing myself to experience the fullness of life. And at that point, I was like, okay, well, if I'm going to use this money for something, I'm going to use it for something that's flowing into like legacy, longevity. If it don't have that, if I can't see it for a long term, then I'm just going to start letting things go. Like, and some of them things kind of fell away before I even decided that I was going to like let them go. I feel like the job just happened. The business that I was running at the time, I was helping people with health and wellness. That just like fell apart. Like it started to go on Zoom because everybody was getting scared with the corona and stuff. So it was just like I'm gonna just focus on myself. And I think honestly that allowed me to have the space to accept that when you really going into yourself, you're able to acknowledge your own truth and not the truth of others that have been placed onto you.
You said pick 3.
Yeah, before your canvas dry, because you gotta get it while it's in.
Oh, while it's still a little wet.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So you don't want.
I thought I was waiting for it to dry.
No, because it's already white. My John
got you.
Already drawing some as a little more white. But yeah, you're gonna pick 3 colors that you feel like are aligned with you. And
is there a particular? Nope, I'm not going to answer that.
I mean, look, I'm just. I have a suggestion, but it's up to you.
Okay, what's the suggestion? Because we are here to learn.
Okay, so my suggestion would be I will put one color here, I will put one color here, and I'll put one color here. Okay. And then I would just bring it down. Okay. And it's like whatever you want to do. So you don't have to do it around. You could do it like how you was doing like horizontal, But like I would start with that because you got your white in the middle. Whatever, 1, 2, 3. Okay, that's my suggestion.
So I do want to like dive a bit more deeper into that last question, right? How does what we just talked about as far as reclaiming your true identity, how does that show up in the body, the mind, and your daily life, right? Mm-hmm. I'm asking for your sake. Like, how have the practices and the journey that you've been on, have you recognized that healing in your body, in your mind, and in your daily life?
All right, so the mind was first for me. I felt like some of the things that we just talked about pertain to the mind. So I basically gave my mind away. That's what it felt like. It felt like my mind was given to the first world that I entered in, and I wanted to kind of acknowledge that I didn't have control of my whole mind. Like I had to be accountable for the fact that I was influenced. My mind was influenced by some of the things that I encountered, and that could have been just like that could have been trauma, that could have been school, that could have been work, like whatever those societal things that I kind of just grounded into my mind to make it seem like this is who I am.
Yeah.
I had to really like look at those conditional things. And then from there, I think I was able to acknowledge things that I needed to relearn. Like relearn, but also things I needed to unlearn. And I think it's different for everybody, but like for myself, it really was like the habits, the way that I was talking to myself. I think that was contributing to my subconscious mind. So like some of that old music that he was talking about, I think was just literally a projection of what was put out into the world as if like this was successful music. So it was like
For sure.
that was not anything that I was proud of. It's not nothing I would be like, I'm listening to this. But it was definitely something that I was helping me like learn and be creative in the first place.
For sure. For sure.
But like once I got to a point of like acknowledging my just like poetry and like the intentionality with words, I think I got more intentional when it came to like what message I want to share. And these are all attributes that help me build my mindset. Like I feel like poetry was definitely a main contributor to building my mindset, but also being intentional with what I wanted to release. So that was also in the unlearning process. Like this, just like if it was just like anger or just like my own inner frustration, or even like when I like talking about sexual assault or like sexual trauma and stuff like that. Like I just had to have the space to like get all of that out and alchemize it. And at this point, it's like I feel like I vaulted some of those pieces because I feel like poetry really healed me in those areas. But that was pertaining like the way that I was thinking about myself, the way I wanted to exist in the world, like the way that the emotions that affected myself. Like, because if you're not alchemizing it properly, I think it will harm you more than you think. So yeah, I think that was kind of more sort of things that I've done. Like I think all of the creative things that I was doing was helping me recondition my mind, like really unlearn some things so I could know where I'm about to restart.
Why you squeeze the brush?
I'll just get some of that water out of there.
Oh, is that bad?
Well, it's just like if you put too much water, and then your colors gonna start to get real like murky.
Oh, okay, word.
Okay. So it's all depending on what you're going for. But if you're going for like a blend, you're gonna get a little water.
Yeah. See, I started seeing. I was like, I felt called to blend it a little.